92.5 FM Hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF, the Jacksonville Icemen, and Northeast Florida area high schools.
Yes, sir! Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, the very best in the business. Oh, we continue to delve, to pry, to dig into the Alabama situation as Tua Tagovailoa goes down with a hip injury. Before we get to the hip injury, I guess the first question everybody wants to know is, look, he was a game day decision, and you've always told me if the doctor clears him, it's not the coach's fault. Because we went back and forth on the Shanahan RG3 thing from years ago, and I'm bothered by this one because I just wonder how much you have the kid's best interest at heart. They didn't need him to play. They were going to win that game anyway, but that's beside the point. But my question is, so he's a game day decision. Is there any correlation between ankle and what happened to him?
Yes.
Because why?
Because he wasn't fully recovered. He should never have been allowed to play the week before or that week.
Mm-hmm.
He had a high ankle sprain, presumably. He had surgery 3 weeks prior. The thing isn't healed. You saw him limping off the field at the end of the game when they played him too soon the week before.
Right.
And now they roll him out there again. It still wasn't healed.
Okay.
To me, watching the play, it looked like his ankle kind of gave a little.
Okay.
Right before he fell, and he fell awkwardly onto his knee with his his hip at 90 degrees, kind of like you get hit in a car wreck, which is what dislocates that hip. So, yeah, I think it was related and that he wasn't fully recovered. But to your question, is it the doctor or the coach? Don't put that on Nick Saban. It was interesting to hear Saban come out immediately after the game saying I wasn't related to any previous injury. Well, okay, Dr. Saban. Well, it was actually.
Right.
And you're covering for yourself and your doctor. But the doctor's that's his call.
Right.
If I send somebody back on the field, it's on me. The coach coaches, doctor's doctors.
Well,
so,
and you also have to, and we've talked about this before as well, but listen, coaches want player to play.
Yeah, and you can't succumb to the pressure.
The pressure is there.
No, you can't
It's
do it.
real, though.
Oh,
And
it is
player
real, for
wants,
sure.
we're leaving out the player here. I think the player wants to play more than the coach wants him to play.
That's why you need an adult doctor to
which is
say,
fine.
hey, look, no,
but
you
I'm
can't.
just saying,
Yeah.
we can't. I think
But
we
the
need to put
coach-
it equally on the two
yeah,
of them.
but
Tua's
coach
not
goes out-
12, Doc. He's
I
not
got
playing
you.
Little League. He's a grown man.
True. But the coach has to then assess, is this guy ready to play at that level?
Right.
So the doctor's decision, am I going to cause him further harm by putting him out on the field? Yes, no. If it's no, roll him out there. And then the coach says, is he ready to play at this level? Yes, no, and have at it.
I guess there's a gray area here because I'm sensing one, and I usually don't. I'm usually like 100% in Doc's sandbox. But there's a gray area here from this standpoint. I mean, injury or not, you're at risk for further injury as soon as you step on a football field. So is the gray area between, is it further injury for the ankle or further injury that the ankle will create another injury?
Well, it's a great question.
That's
a
the
great
part
point.
that's where the gray area comes in, I think, and you can get away with answering either one of those to suit your narrative.
Well, gray areas are fixed by looking at white papers, which is research. Okay? That's what we call them in the world of medicine. Right. So white papers. Do you have a white paper? Somebody did research to say, is there a higher risk for re-injury or further injury if you've had a significant injury? There is. So if you return to play even a year after, and we've seen this, after a significant injury, you're at higher risk for another injury, not necessarily the same part, but another injury, because your body just hasn't fully recovered and you have that whole athletic stance that you had before. So there is a correlation between an additional injury, a different injury, coming off a significant injury prior.
Let me ask you this. What if it wasn't the tightrope surgery on a high ankle sprain? What if he just sprained his ankle a week ago and he was in a boot all week and they wanted him to play, but it didn't involve having had that surgery? The pain and the tolerance could be equal. So does having that surgery put a further black mark on? Because that does indicate, without doubt, a rush to get him rushed back. You wouldn't do that surgery unless you're trying to rush him back. So is that why? I guess question, if he had a normal ankle sprain and there was no surgery and he was hobbled just the same, would you feel the same? Or is it because there's already this notion, this insinuation of rushing a guy back ahead of what the proper health protocol might be?
Yeah, I see your point, and I think a standard ankle sprain is typically 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They're pretty well healed to the point that risk of further injury is insignificant. On a high ankle, those are 8 to 12-week injuries.
That's
so it is a different injury, and by definition, if he did that surgery, did it because of a high ankle injury, it isn't healed. And it wasn't healed the week before. It wasn't healed the week he got injured. It wouldn't have been healed, for a couple more.
All right, let's focus in on the injury itself then. So he has the hip injury. There is a fracture in there, correct? He has surgery, and then when it immediately happened, people likened it to the Bo Jackson thing, but from what I can understand, and this is where I'll ask your expert opinion, the Bo Jackson thing deals with some sort of the vessels and bleeding, and that has not happened to Tua yet because, what did I say the word was? They did something to
Reduced it.
Reduced it. What does that mean, by the way?
Well, when
They said they immediately reduced the hip.
Well, first of all, it's exactly Bo Jackson's injury.
Okay.
So when you dislocate, and watch his, it's the same mechanism. His knee was flexed, it fell, and it popped out the back.
Okay.
So it's like a car wreck. When you're sitting with your knee bent and you hit the dash, that's usually where you see it.
Okay.
The hip gets jammed posteriorly out the back.
Right.
And as it does that, it can knock the posterior wall of the acetabulum off, the cup part of the joint. That's
Must
what
keep the
happened.
acetabulum in place.
So,
Knock your ass off is what he just said.
so he broke the back wall of the acetabulum or the cup of the ball and cup joint.
Okay.
So when you do that, it dislocated.
Right.
And the quicker you get it back in place to restore the anatomy, the less risk of avascular necrosis.
Right.
Which is the issue where the bone dies and then you need your hip replaced.
So that's what they did. They immediately got it back in place.
Or it went on its own. But yes,
Okay.
supposedly it was put back in place either on the field or in the locker room.
Is that like popping a
you
shoulder
pull on
back?
it and
Okay.
Yeah. So and sometimes it goes in easier than others.
Yeah.
But it usually goes in easier when you have the fractured acetabulum or the cup fractures because there's less resistance to pull it back in.
Okay.
But the injury to the vessels can happen right away.
Okay.
And
okay.
So when it dislocates, there's a couple blood supplies to it. One is the ball, and there's an artery that goes from the end of the ball to the cup.
Okay.
When that dislocates, that one tears. But that's a lesser concern. The ones, they're called, I don't want to get too technical,
Right.
but the circumflex
When you go
vessels.
acetabulum, you're already in there,
I
buddy.
guess so. But there's vessels that kind of wrap around the head and the neck.
Okay.
And they really are the blood supply to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be disrupted just on the initial dislocation, or they can be kinked off and then be affected later.
Mm-hmm.
So the risk of this avascular necrosis is present up to 2 to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
You may see it starting to develop over about 3 months, and he'll probably get an MRI then.
And when that happens, avascular necrosis, what does that entail? What is the
Well, the blood flow is now compromised to the ball,
Right.
and typically it will kind of just dissolve and die.
and so therefore you have hip issues.
Well, your hip is done. You
You're
have
shot.
to
You
get
have
to get a
replaced.
replacement.
It's shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's game over then.
Okay. So
But
that's
they got
the
to-
biggest concern.
That's
then.
the risk moving forward now.
Right.
So he's had surgery. He'll be non-weight bearing probably for 2 months, I would suspect.
Okay.
And then he'll get into rehab and get the strength going and get the motion back. Running on it is probably, I would bet, probably 6 months before they let him do that.
So if he were to decide to go to the NFL draft in whenever,
He won't be.
he won't be doing much. So you'll be taking him on. And though, as a doctor of an NFL team, the avascular necrosis risk will still be there.
It is. So show me the MRI
Yeah.
at 3 months and at 6 months to see if there's any edema developing in the ball that shows that the blood flow is being compromised. Because
Right.
that's the early signs.
Right.
And the early signs may be present as early as 3 months.
Okay.
So you can bet he'll have an MRI, and before somebody signs off on him, he'll have another one to see what the potential vascular issue is with the head.
Interesting.
Josh Oliver, just a raging disappointment due to injury for the Jaguars this year. They wanted a weapon at tight end. They drafted this kid in round 3, and he gave them absolutely nothing. Missed the first 8 or 9 games with a hamstring injury. Came back, barely played. Now he's on IR with a back injury. So what is that? There's no way to know exactly what that is.
Did you see it on TV? Could you tell? I saw him get hit, and he immediately went and grabbed his lower back area and limped off and went in the tunnel, and that was it. I mean, I would have no idea what possibly could have happened, but he got hit and he went down, and so it was definitely something happened to cause, intense pain or reaction. So.
Well, an impact like that followed by back pain is actually a little less concerning than somebody who is lifting weights and has back pain or was running has back pain, because those more imply a herniated disc as opposed to, maybe even a non-displaced fracture that will heal predictably well, as opposed to a disc herniation that may lead to surgeries and arthritis and all those kind of things. But it sounds like he's got a legitimate injury that is holding him out. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. Jake Ryan is a Jaguar free agent signing from a year ago, this offseason, and they got him from Green Bay. And then remember, he had the, quote, setback with the knee. He had the ACL. He did the ACL. They fixed the ACL, and he had the setback. Well, he's back practicing, so I can't imagine it would have been then a re-tear. What do you think possibly could have happened that would cause a setback this summer? He landed on the NFL list in July and was managing a setback with his surgically repaired right knee, and now he's just getting back to practicing. So
yeah, setbacks and ACL recoveries usually came back a little too soon before the muscle was fully ready.
Right.
And you have swelling and pain due to that.
Okay.
If he'd have had a re-tear of his ACL, that would be
out.
an event. He'd be unable to play. He'd be getting that redone.
Well, hopefully I'd like to see him get back on the football field for the Jags this year, just to get a look at him and see what he's able to do. But we shall see. So fascinating stuff. Prosh, you got anything else?
No.
No?
Nothing jumping out at me.
Miss
I'm a
anything,
little
Doc?
curious about this. I will ask you this real quickly, because Kawhi came back last night and suddenly
Load management.
Load management seems now like it's more of an excuse to cover for an injury than it does him just lazing out, because this last time load management was 3 games in a row, and I do think that Kawhi is too big a competitor to just sit 3 games in a row.
He's hurt.
Yeah, and it said, out with a knee, so is it tendonitis? Is it? I mean, if it were any kind of meniscus or tear, there would be a surgery, right? And we're in November. You go ahead and get it taken care of and be back in January or February. So your best guess as to what, what.
They said it was a contusion.
Well, that's a knee bruise. That could be it too, right? That would keep you out for 3.
But you let that heal, and then they usually come back without issues once it's healed. More than likely, to your point, he has some degenerative changes in there that are causing swelling, and it's not something like a meniscus tear that you could go in quickly and fix. It's going to be a lingering thing that they're managing, because as he does too much, it's swelling and causing pain, and they may have to inject him for that and whatnot. But that's more likely a little degenerative change that he's going to end up at the end of the season getting the cleanup, chondroplasty.
Why don't they do that? Why wasn't that done this offseason, do you think? Or is this something that has happened since training camp?
Yeah, a good question.
Yeah.
If he had that and you wanted to do that in the offseason, because now, having not done it, then now he's lingering injuries that are kind of catching up to him.
What was Kawhi's injury in San Antonio, where he just went underground and left town and hid in a basement in New
the
York?
other knee, wasn't it?
It was a knee, though? Yeah. Anyway, interesting. But maybe the issues for Kawhi are more than just load management, because, like I said, 3 games, I don't think he would have sat 3 in a row.
His was the quad. It was the quad in San
Right.
Antonio.
It was the
That's
quad.
right.
Remember?
That's correct. Yeah.
We couldn't get a feel on the quad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right. Anything else?
The mysterious quad.
Doc, where you headed today?
Center one.
Center one.
Well, makes sense.
Good
Center
stuff.
of all
Center of activity.
medical greatness. He's not Kevin Murphy. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Just too big for one name. JacksSportsDoc.com. And Doc will. Well, we won't see you next Thursday. Don't
not come here, Doc.
Don't text me next Wednesday and ask, are we doing a Thanksgiving show?
We're not doing it, Doc.
Unlike you, we like to take days
I know
off.
you probably want to work.
He
but
does.
He's mad.
Yeah, I probably want to tape something. We'll just throw it in at 7:25 next Thanksgiving morning.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, boys.
See you in 2 weeks, Doc.
The 1010XL studios are kept clean by Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
I'm Tom Coughlin, thanking you for your amazing support of the J Fund, helping local families tackle childhood cancer. Please be there for these kids with 1010XL on December 3rd, or give now, text TEAM to 243725.
Mike Dempsey here. Hey, folks, imagine your next tailgate overlooking the crowd from a top-deck veranda before the big game. The Party Shack Tailgate Village is no shack. It's a whole village of VIP tailgating suites with all-inclusive beer, wine, and alcohol, plus catered food provided by Publix. Access to air conditioning, private restrooms, plus HD TVs and top-deck views all for one price. The Buccaneers game is nearly sold out, so get in on the Party Shack Tailgate now at jacksvillage.com. That's jacksvillage.com.
They say time is money, and at Claude Nolan Cadillac, we respect your time and strive to make your every visit a pleasure. Serving Jacksonville since 1905, Claude Nolan Cadillac owners come back again and again. Why? Because you're not just a customer. You are a part of the family. And now, save money on a large inventory of 2019 select models of XT4s and XT5s, starting at $339 per month. Visit Claude Nolan on Southside Boulevard, or go to ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. See dealer for details.
Edwin Watts Golf Shops is rolling back the savings with our pre-Black Friday sale happening this Friday through Sunday. It's our biggest sale of the year. Save 20% off everything in stock. Yes, 20% off everything in every department. Clubs, bags, shoes, balls and accessories, rangefinders, apparel, and more. All discounted at 20% off to kick off the holiday season. Don't miss our biggest sale of the year. Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Pre-Black Friday sale happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Sales excludes Bing and Scotty Cameron. Some other manufacturer restrictions may apply. See store for details.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. You share this great city with me, and you know what time of year. It's cold out there right now. You know what is the absolute worst thing that can happen when it's cold like this? When you get to the winter months, the holiday season, the water heater doesn't work. Oof. The worst. Listen, you put a lot of work into getting your home ready for Thanksgiving. Are you ready for that old inefficient water heater to quit when you need it most? You know, like this morning. Let Fenwick replace that old water heater today and take $100 off just in time for the holidays. Call 660-0556. Get a highly trained, fully licensed Fenwick Pro to your home, and he'll get there fast because Fenwick is Jacksonville's favorite plumbing team, and you already qualify for a 1-year warranty that covers every hot shower now through next Thanksgiving. Call anytime before 4 on a weekday, and Fenwick guarantees hot water today or you don't pay. The only catch, get it done before the end of the month because this deal doesn't last forever. Mention me when you call Fenwick Plumbing, 660-0556, or visit fenwickplumbing.com.
In person, you can actually see what makes a Diamonds Direct diamond so superior to an ordinary diamond. But on the radio, you can actually hear the difference. Here is a diamond from Diamonds Direct. And here's a diamond from that other store. Or, worse yet, a diamond from one of those online brokers. The fact is, Diamonds Direct's diamonds always have more sparkle, more fire, more brilliance. Because each one is carefully chosen by people who know quality and who refuse to compromise. Real, rare, precious diamonds. From the core of the earth to the hands of the most skilled cutters, then graded and certified by the most stringent and reputable gem labs. Indeed, these are the world's finest. Excellent cut, perfect clarity, eye-catching brilliance, spectacular sparkle. It all adds up to a virtual symphony of excellence in a diamond that shines like no other. Diamonds Direct. Music to her ears.
This is Dr. Chris Swanson. When your sports injuries flare up, come where athletes are treated like pros. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is Verlin Dormany, head coach and athletic director of Trinity Christian Academy. We're proud of our relationship with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Take it from us at Trinity Christian. When you need orthopedic care, call on Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to one commercial today, listen to this one.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are doing it again. This year, we will recognize 12 local heroes in our community and honor them with a brand new vehicle. 12 heroes will be getting 12 new vehicles. Nominate a law enforcement officer, firefighter, EMT, nurse, teacher, veteran, and new this year, your local WOW hero. Head to localwowheroes.com to nominate and vote today. Let's wow our heroes.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by USA Energy Savers Solar Division. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. Jaguars looking for a big divisional win this weekend after being showed up versus the Colts last Sunday. AJ Bouye spoke to Hayes Carlyon yesterday on what the key is to beating the Titans this weekend.
I think it all comes down to discipline and fundamentals, staying on top of everything. You want to have a good game all 60 minutes. You don't want to be good for the first 3 quarters, and in the fourth quarter you slip up because you get too complacent or lackadaisical. That's the main thing that the coaches were emphasizing today, is just always staying on top of everything.
Adam Carlson stopped 34 of 35 shots faced to secure a victory for the Icemen over the Indy Fuel last night. After being shut out on Saturday, it took the Icemen just over a minute to get on the board. Icemen were outshot 35-14, yet still took the 2-1 win. Icemen's next matchup is tonight at 7:05 versus the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. It's 51 degrees at 8 o'clock. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
All right, top of the hour. Good morning, Jacksonville. 801. Hanging out here on the drill on Thursday, which is one day before Friday. And Jeff just alerted me to the fact that next week is Thanksgiving.
You weren't aware? Yeah.
Not really.
We made it. Yeah. We'll be off Thursday, Friday next week.
Oh, no.
Get a little regrouping going on and wish everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving, which we'll do again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
All right, so I had mentioned the Gator quarterback situation for next year. Dan Mullen has an interesting situation. Listen, to his credit and to Kyle Trask's credit, most Power 5 teams, if they lose their starting quarterback, wouldn't have the kind of year that most people thought they were going to have. I think that's fair to say. So for Florida to be 9-2 and staring at 10-2 and a possible New Year's Day 6 bowl with a backup quarterback is a credit to Mullen and a credit to Trask. With that said, going forward now, you've got Felipe, who still has eligibility, but could leave. You have Kyle Trask, who still has eligibility, but could leave. Mm-hmm. You have Emory Jones, who's chomping at the bit to play and seems to look better and better every time he goes out there.
But could leave.
You have a kid coming in from Gainesville who won't factor in. And then there's also the Joey Gatewood factor out there as well. So Felipe Franks also has baseball as an option. But Felipe Franks, the one thing we've always said about him, he's going to get an NFL look because of the measurables.
Yeah, size and the arm strength.
I mean, so
he does not look like an NFL quarterback to me.
Okay. What?
But I'm not,
What would you prefer right now if things were to?
It's such a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I were at, say, Florida State,
mm-hmm.
where they run a different system than they do at Florida, I'd want it to be Kyle Trask. He's a leader. He's an accurate thrower.
Mm-hmm.
But in Dan Mullen's offense, if you're trying to win a national championship again,
mm-hmm.
I don't think Kyle Trask is good enough running Dan Mullen's offense for Florida to win it all. He cannot run the football.
Well, would Kyle Trask himself be better served by going someplace else? That doesn't have a running style offense.
Well, he's getting plenty of opportunity to throw the football. I'm sure he's having fun. So, no, if he's starting, I'm sure he's
it's the
fine
kid who who chose to stay here and wanted to be here, so I don't think he's going to want to leave.
I think he's going to stay, and I think he'll be the starter.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
And I would be worried about Emory Jones. I think Dan Mullen has done a
So
real...
you're ready for Felipe Franks, thank you.
I'm not really ready. He's coming off a major injury.
You think he'll be the odd man out?
I think he'll leave, Dan.
Yeah.
I think he's already...
You think he'll be the odd man out?
In that mindset.
Yeah.
I don't think Felipe... And this isn't a complete negative. It's hard when you're a young person and someone takes your opportunity, even though it's no fault of theirs.
Sure.
I don't think Felipe... Makeup is to accept another guy getting all the...
Their statistics are very similar.
I know, and Felipe's a better runner, but it doesn't look the same.
Well, that's what many people feel like. But in the end, Kyle Trask has thrown 20 touchdowns. He's played pretty much the whole year, too. It's not like, he didn't come in Game 5.
No, I know. He's played very good.
But he's played well.
Here's where Dan Mullen has made a mistake in my mind. He has not played Jones enough. Not played him enough. When
I have a hard time criticizing Dan Mullen
well,
on the
I
quarterback.
criticize him big time because they've lost 2 games in which that guy got about 5 snaps total. Look, when Florida had Chris Leak and won a national title, Tim Tebow played significant series and significant minutes.
Yeah.
Not because they were so prescient that they knew that Tim Tebow was going to be a folk hero and a Heisman winner, but because he provided an element that's so crucial to that offense.
Tim Tebow did something yesterday that I love the kid. I've always loved the kid, but he did something yesterday that bothered me.
He raised the debt. Oh, he bothered you?
Yes.
Hold on a second. I would like to alert the Tebow family right now. We're on delay, so you got a few seconds. Go ahead and turn this off before before Dan Hicken breaks your heart.
No, I love him. He did something that bothered me, and he put it on Twitter, and it made me tear up. He
said the Mets stink.
No, he put his doggy down.
Oh.
His dog Bronco.
That's not.
It's heartbreaking. Because it bothers me. I don't like that. I have a hard time with that stuff.
He's trying to share his, disappointment and pain with you.
I know. I didn't want to have disappointment and pain.
It's amazing. We have been alleged friends for years and years and years. When I put my dog down, I didn't even get a chuckle. Hey, how you doing? Right? You did.
Yeah.
Let's not even get into Tucker.
But that's one. But that's before I had to put my dog down. And when I did that,
it's important.
It cut to my heart.
Well.
But
Tim,
anyway,
I'm sorry about Bronco. The Broncos, by the way, did you dirty, so you should have changed his name.
Yeah, the Tim Tebow threw the ball 33 times.
Yeah, he played a lot.
How many times do you think Emory Jones has thrown it?
I don't care. I don't want him to throw. What the hell do I care how many times?
All
Tim
right.
Tebow, you don't remember one pass except the jump pass from his freshman year.
No, that wasn't his freshman
year. He
year.
was brought in to run. He was brought in to run.
Yeah, 89 attempts his freshman year.
Yeah. How many does Jones have?
Let's look.
20?
Well, you sound very angry and
maybe 20.
Just
but
mad
you're
about
misinformation. Are we sure the jump pass wasn't from his freshman year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm asking. They run together to me.
Challenge me. Okay, this year, 31 attempts.
It's like being home as a little girl again, Kelly.
31 attempts for Emory Jones rushing the ball.
How many?
31
Well, there
attempts.
you go. See how dead on.
And he's thrown it.
Destroyed you on that one.
You did not destroy
He's run it
me.
30 times. Tebow ran it 90, so that's
Okay.
my point. He's not utilized that aspect of the offense.
Well,
which is how they utilized Tebow. They used him as a runner. I mean, the throwing was insignificant.
Yeah.
So I wish they would have run him more. I think they could have. I think Emory Jones is a good enough player and brings a good enough skill set to give him a series or two in a row against Georgia or LSU, games we lost.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see, and I think there are a lot of questions that need to be answered going forward for the Gators at that position next year, and that's without even mentioning Joey Gatewood, and we don't know where he's going to end up, but maybe Florida is an option.
And we also don't know how good he is or going to be at the
Also
college
correct.
level.
All right, Beef, do you want to play Kelly in, please? What music selection do you have?
What do we have? What is specific to Kelly?
I don't have
Coughlin?
any Kelly-specific music today.
Well, that's too bad. We asked you to do that.
I had Cheers one time.
You did.
Yeah.
You did?
But then he spelled your
That's-
name wrong, and I
that's
felt
big.
bad.
Yeah.
You did? They did that too?
Well, because Woody's
It's been
dumb
up
as a
and
bag
down.
of hammers, so he spelled it with 2 L's and a Y.
Right.
Oh, no, that's true. Kelly Coughlin, Executive Director of the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm
What's
awesome.
that? What
Thank
is
you for
that?
having me.
Huh? What is what? She's fine.
No, not her. I heard like a big boom. You heard it, right, Pete?
It wasn't me.
It was a sonic boom. It just happened over the radio station.
Something happened. There was like a
Easy there,
big,
Chris Matthews. Maybe it was just you.
You got it, right? You heard it. You know what I'm talking about? Tell them something happened, technically, please.
I'm not sure. I think I had the speaker
But
up a little
something did
loud.
happen, right?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you.
Sure.
They try to make me think I'm crazy around
Sure,
here.
Jeff.
That's what we're doing. We're slowly
You guys are
destroying
crazy
them mentally.
for not hearing it. No, that happened long ago, friend.
Listen, you know what's amazing? That coming up is the 12th. We've done 11 radiothons.
We have. This is the
Wow.
12th
Does that
year
feel like
coming
we've
up.
done 11? 12? We've done
Time
11
flies.
of them?
We're all getting kind of old, just so you know.
I know. And last year was our best year ever. We've had steady increases each year, haven't we?
We have. The listeners from
Yeah, they're
1010XL, they step it up, and
Yeah.
it's impressive. Last year, we had a goal of raising $140,000. We thought that was a stretch, but you guys called in, rallied the troops, and we raised $156,000 last year.
It's really, you know what we get when it happens, we get so into it. It's really
Take pride in
it's a wonderful day.
Mhm.
It's a and it is. We're proud to do it.
And it's the people listening right now that
correct
supply that number. What a awesome group of folks.
So you're going to make us get more this year, though.
That's the hope. Yes. I mean, I think you guys can do it.
Oh, boy.
I have a lot of confidence in you.
We are the. How many times have we won the championship now in the 11 years?
Back to back.
11.
Pretty much every
You're definitely back-to-back champs. I know that. The bobbleheads here looking
And any
good.
other
But
year,
your show's callers.
Have they tried to change the rules on us to where we are going to be challenged to win again this year? Like, do we have to double everybody else this
There
year?
has been controversy in previous years, but this year I think everyone just hands down. You guys, you killed it. Your listeners
They did.
were unbelievably generous,
Mhm.
and so hopefully they will be again on December 3rd.
December 3rd. Why are we doing it on December 3rd? Which, by the
Because-
way, is a week from Tuesday, which is amazing because that means it's December. Now we can really go full out Christmas.
And
Wow, you worked a lot into that sentence.
And draft talk. And draft talk. Oh, dear.
No.
By the way, just for the sake of accuracy, it was a hell of a throw his freshman year when he hit that jump pass for a touchdown against LSU. Just so you know.
You were right. You got it.
I don't know what
Guys
you're
are
talking
making me
about.
feel
Let's get
crazy
back
over
to
there.
Giving Tuesday, which is December 3rd.
Thank you, Beef.
So why December
Why is it the
3rd?
3rd? I know why, but I'm asking you rhetorically.
So December 3rd is Giving Tuesday, which is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and it's after the nationally celebrated shopping days of Black Friday and Cyber
Save some
Monday
cash
and
for
all
us.
that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And the idea is really just to give back, and so after you indulge in all of the goodies, perhaps you think about helping your community and helping others that are less fortunate. Or if you're still shopping, you could think about, that person that has everything.
Yes.
What a nice way to honor them,
A gift.
give in their honor.
I like that. Now, listen, some people don't know the J Fund, so quickly remind people what we're raising money for.
Right. So the Tom Coughlin J Fund is a
Yes.
local organization.
Mhm.
We provide financial, emotional, and practical assistance to local families who are tackling childhood cancer.
Right, which is one of the worst gut punches any family can receive. And I have some numbers here just from last year where you guys provided $1.8 million in assistance.
Yes.
$1.8 million last year. But that means that there are families that need help, and 385 families here in Jacksonville needed the Tom Coughlin J Fund, and the J Fund was there for them.
This is correct. About 100 kids each year get diagnosed in the Jacksonville area, and at any one time there are almost 300 kids in
Jeez.
cancer treatment.
Ugh.
And what we see almost always is that when a child is diagnosed, one parent has to stop working and become a full-time caregiver. So the loss of income, which is combined with the medical expenses that go along with cancer, often put them in a financial crisis. And that's not even to mention the emotional side of dealing with the fact that your child has a life-threatening disease.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in the J Fund, it's not, you raise money, you pay bills, but you're there in so many more ways. And if you ever get to witness it firsthand, there are some wonderful things that they do throughout the year with families, because guess what, too, the sad reality is not every child makes it. But the J Fund doesn't, if you're, they're still there for you, even if something tragic like that happens to your child. They have get-togethers. Remembrance Weekend is
we do
wonderful
a
thing.
number of things.
Yeah.
Remembrance Weekend is a weekend that we host for families who have lost a child, and we do that every year in the summertime. We bring families together and give them an opportunity to connect with others that understand the journey that they're on.
And it is an
give
incredible
them-
journey, man. It is tough. I mean, I just watching a couple of those families come out of some of those programs that you have, and You can just feel the emotion and the but they're there at least together and they can bond with.
They're there together, and we try to provide them with speakers and counselors and people that can help give them some tools to deal with the grief that they go through.
I would assume, Kelly, after all these years, Radiothon and otherwise, that the Tom Coughlin J Fund is a lot more well known as an outlet for help for these families.
Well, thanks to you all, certainly. We do see more and more families each year ask for assistance. The numbers go up. But I do think that a lot of that is raising awareness of the different programs that we do offer. We started primarily, nearly 25 years ago, we started helping on the financial side, almost always with household expenses. And over the years, as we have been made aware of other needs that the families have, and also had more generosity come in and help us with the work that we're doing, we've been able to expand the scope of what we're doing. So, Dan mentioned Remembrance Weekend. We do, a number of emotional things that fall into that sort of emotional support bucket. We do some great parties and special events to bring the kids and their families together so they can just take a break from cancer for the day and have a good time and create memories, which are really important for them.
We're visiting with Kelly Coughlin, the executive director of the Tom Coughlin J Fund. So we're going to ask people on December 3rd, and Googans, get ready. We're going to ask you for you to make a donation. And I think, do we have a number this year that we're going to?
We're going to ask for $96 or more if you can do more.
You can do more if you want.
That's less than 2 weeks out, so go ahead and prepare for it. Make sure that you can come up with that $96 that will go a lot further than whatever lunch or dinner you buy that week, or skip a week at Starbucks. Or
you can feel good about yourself too. I mean, it's the great thing we've always said about our city is we're there for each other, and this money goes to families, your neighbors, and we chronicle the stories. It's amazing, and cancer is a god-awful disease, and we all know someone or have been, in our families or have been stricken.
I feel just touched by all the people we've met through this through the years. I mean, seriously.
We appreciate that 1010XL has been such a great partner in this, allowing us to essentially take over your airwaves for a day and share the story of the J Fund. We love that we have the opportunity to bring somebody in to at least every hour or so and sort of tell their personal story. And it really shows that it must resonate with your listeners because they have been unbelievably generous.
Is there a continuous link or login that people, like, say I want to do it today, I'm going to be out of town, I don't want to forget. Is there like a constant...
they can go to our website anytime.
And just click, and could you even follow the same formula, the $96 and
yes,
and
you
that?
Can.
So
there's also a text option.
Okay.
And you text the word team to 243-725 if you want to donate.
You could do it right now.
Then you could do that right now. And it's not one of those set, amounts. You once you do the text, it sends you a link to enter whatever amount you'd like to give.
All right, so that is 904-243-7. No, there's a number missing. Right?
It's only
243.
6 numbers.
Oh, it is? It's supposed to be that way?
Yeah.
Oh, you threw me off there for a second.
Threw me off, too.
Text the word team to 243-725.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Or just go to our website at the Tom Coughlin J Fund website.
Yes.
That's what I would do now.
You've confused us all. That's definitely what we're doing.
I didn't know you could text to 6-digit numbers. I learned something every day.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But the problem is I learn something every day and I forget 3 things every day. So the ratio is...
You got to catch
I'm upside down. I'm upside down
on the learning.
When it comes to that.
On the learning part.
Kelly, we appreciate it. We'll see you,
Thank you.
I guess, in a couple of weeks,
keep
right?
your reigning championship going.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we will. Yeah. No,
No worries.
The only way they've gotten us through the years is through shenanigans. They've cheated, or they've grabbed people who meant to call us and call them. I mean,
they do
a great job. I'm glad that they can help support.
The idea was created to have competition, but it's turned ugly, unfortunately.
Right. All in the right spirit. Right. Yeah.
They're all out here like the Houston Astros, and we're trying to do it for the purity of sport.
Yeah.
We got some Houston Astros teams out there is what Beef's saying.
They're banging on garbage cans in the middle of our hour. That's all I know.
They're walking by the volunteers and saying, write down lunch punch on that one.
All right. Well, Kelly, we appreciate it. We'll see you.
Great to see you, Kelly. Thank you.
Hick, back to your conversation. Who do you think or want the quarterback to be in Gainesville next year? because I do think right now we're in cruise control mode, getting through the end of the season, play the bowl game. There aren't a whole lot of options right now. I would, like I said, I think they've done a disservice to Emory Jones not playing him more through this year. Once they lost Felipe Franks, devil be damned if they know what you're going to run. Let Emory Jones get in there and run what he's most effective running the offense. But, this cruise control we're on right now is suddenly, by the spring, going to become a major topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Does Emory Jones have a chance of winning the job?
I think you have to give him the chance.
Yeah.
But if you're Emory Jones, you also sit there and you say to yourself, well, come on, man. I mean, the guy in front of me's played pretty good. How am I going to, what do I got to do to
He's only a freshman. It's amazing how much more impatient prospects are.
Right.
And usually a quarterback would be willing to come and sit
3 years.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, be a fourth year. Be
anymore.
A fourth-year junior. Yeah. Have the job for 2 years.
I think it's going to. I'll say this: I would be shocked, and I would give Dan Mullen a lot of credit if I turn around and next August, Kyle Trask, Felipe Franks, and Emory Jones, and Anthony Richardson will be signing. Are all in that quarterback room.
I think that Felipe Franks is all but decided he's not coming back. That's what I think. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I've heard, like, who was I watching? Someone didn't really report it, but somebody mentioned it in the framework. I don't know if it was ESPN or something local that I was listening to or read, but I think Felipe Franks would expect the job to be his. I don't know if that's fair or accurate. I don't know the kid, so I mean, we're just we're in the absolute fringe now of Sports Talk Radio and what we do, and suggesting something about somebody that you don't know.
I have no idea
for
so
sure.
I don't know.
It seems that way.
I haven't heard anything, and I just think it's a very interesting and intriguing situation. And the Gators have a manageable schedule in 2020, but they've got to try to figure out how to take the next step, and the next step is winning games against Georgia.
Yeah. It's a shame. Again, I think this is advantage Meyer, and I'm surprised Mullen didn't learn. But Urban Meyer played Tim Tebow a lot without expecting him to throw, with regards to the defense knowing what's coming, so what, let's stop it. And Dan Mullen has not done that with Emory Jones. I know he's a different kind of runner, but to fulfill that very important part of your playbook, because you have in Kyle Trask a guy who just can't run. I mean, you think Felipe Franks, you question whether or not he was going to be athletic enough. Kyle Trask is just not athletic enough. He has the heart for it at times, but he's just not. It's a bad play. It's a bad play when you have him run, and it's a play that's so integral to your offense and to what you do. So, we'll see. But I do believe, I really hope that he plays Emory. We're out to the end now, but I'd play Emory Jones a lot more. Give him a reason to stay engaged and play. Let him play a quarter, for Pete's sake, especially in games that you're in control. There's nothing now left to be gained by giving Kyle Trask all the playing time. You played your SEC schedule. You fell short of winning the SEC East. There's no reason for Emory Jones not to get his chance to play some and see what he can do in against a real team over the course of a real amount of time, not 3 intermittent series one afternoon.
One other quick Gator note, and that's the basketball team plays at 2:00 today, and it's going to be another, unless we'd like to start to see some progress here. 2 and 3 would be tough.
It'll be interesting to see if
and they may end up playing Towson or UConn again. They're both in the tournament. I hate that.
It'll be interesting to see if Mike White's message is received. He's gone out of his comfort zone. He doesn't like referencing and having talks about outside perceptions and polls and social media, and he felt like this time he had to. It was an elephant in the room that had to be addressed. Look,
right.
Don't measure yourself against what the preseason poll said you were. Measure yourself against what I'm going to ask you to do,
right?
And we'll be fine. I'm paraphrasing what I would expect him to tell him. I don't know if that's exactly what he said, and the first chance for that comes today against St. Joseph's. What's disappointing about Florida's start, too, is that They are barely beating teams they're much better than, and they're losing to teams that they are better than.
Well, there's a lot of it's all disappointing so far. So
they can shoot better than their percentages. Yes, that part will straighten itself out a little bit.
All right, let's do this. We'll go to break. Riley Skinner's going to join us.
Yeah, we got the Riley report
back from Clemson, Wake Forest.
Yeah, that went well.
We'll bash him over that one.
Well,
no.
they didn't prove to be contenders there. That's for sure. All right, so it's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. Man, I love the fine folks over there at Custom Tree Surgeons. So many great people around Jacksonville. It's why so many of us, tend to stay here forever and put down roots. But such good people over there at Custom Tree Surgeons, and they do an awesome job. So when you need any kind of tree service, any kind of work done on your property, no job too big or too small, and they're not going to try and upsell you, and they're not going to pull any hijinks. They're going to leave your property cleaned up better than when they got there. They're just a perfect option. It's Custom Tree Surgeons. Find out more, CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. The Ernie Palmer Toyota 1010XL Weekly Pick'em Game offers 16 weekly winners a chance to compete against each other in the regular season finale with a 2019 Crewmax Toyota Tundra on the line. Are you Jacksonville's smartest fan? Enter and find official game rules at 1010XL.com.
Stephen Wright, who's been making the world laugh since 1982, is appearing live this Friday, November 22nd at 8 p.m. at the Florida Theater. You don't want to miss what will be a great evening with his unique brand of comedy. Get your tickets now for Grammy-nominated comedian Stephen Wright, live at the Florida Theater this Friday, November 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at floridatheater.com or the venue box office. That's Stephen Wright, this Friday, November 22nd at the Florida Theater.
This Saturday night, in an explosive pay-per-view event, Deontay Wilder faces Luis Ortiz for the heavyweight championship of the world.
What a shot!
And in an electrifying co-main, Leo Santa Cruz battles Miguel Flores for the super featherweight world title.
This one is over!
Wilder Ortiz, Santa Cruz Flores, Saturday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on pay-per-view. Order now on the Fox Sports app.
Xfinity customers can order now by going to xfinity.com/boxing or just say boxing into your Xfinity voice remote.
The members of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians have been helping build Jacksonville for 118 years. They've built the offices where you work, the power plants that light our city, and the hospitals where your children were born. Local 234 would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and thank you to all the members and contractors for their continued support and partnership. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Edwin Watts Golf Shops is rolling back the savings with our pre-Black Friday sale happening this Friday through Sunday. It's our biggest sale of the year. Save 20% off everything in stock. Yes, 20% off everything in every department. Clubs, bags, shoes, balls and accessories, rangefinders, apparel, and more. All discounted at 20% off to kick off the holiday season. Don't miss our biggest sale of the year. Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Pre-Black Friday sale happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Sales excludes Bing and Scotty Cameron. Some other manufacturer restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Here's a quick tip from your fast file bankruptcy expert, Don Dufresne with the law offices of Parker & Dufresne. When facing bankruptcy, it's important to have the advice and assistance of an attorney. Our File Fast program allows us to file your bankruptcy immediately and collect attorney's fees after filing. Get a head start on financial freedom. Visit jackslawcenter.com or call us today at 904-733-7766. Relief, restore, renew. Parker & Dufresne, offices Jacksonville.
2 wheels, a little time to cut loose, and some buddies who have your back. That feeling you get from chasing thrills with some friends is what Harley-Davidson is all about. The adventures you can have in an afternoon can make the kind of stories that turn into legends. A Harley costs less than you think, and our riding academy makes learning to ride easy. Check it out today at your dealer. Live your legend.
Adamak Harley-Davidson. Get out and ride.
Stay close to the Seminoles with the Florida State Seminole Report.
I'm Lauren Rue, and I'll deliver the weekly news and notes you need to know.
Brought to you by Performance Painting. Quality coatings applied with pride on 1010XL.
Hey guys, this is Allie McDeal from the Best Bet Card Rooms in Jacksonville and Orange Park. Did you know they have a newly expanded Vegas-style gaming floor at both Best Bet locations? Come play the new Vegas-style game, High Card Flush. This popular, fun, fast-paced game can win you $5,000 with just a $5 bet. Plus, get bonuses on flushes and straight flushes. Feel the rush with High Card Flush at both Best Bet locations. For more information, visit them on the web at bestbetjacks.com.
I'm Stephen Crenshaw, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars and the JU Dolphins. The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is proud to provide sports medicine services to not only the Jaguars and JU, but also the Sharks, Armada Soccer Club, the Axemen, Florida State College of Jacks, and the majority of local high schools and community events. With the most experienced, caring, and fellowship-trained specialists in orthopedics, it is no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI. Call JOI 2000 or visit JOI.net.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Drop everything and hurry into your First Coast Acura dealers for our Season of Performance event. Get huge holiday savings on luxury sedans and SUVs. Steal a deal today at Duval Acura and Acura of Orange Park. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
At Ameris Bank, we didn't become bankers so we could tell you no. We chose this profession because we knew we could make a difference. That's one thing all Ameris bankers have in common: a determination to get you what you need when you need it. Soon you'll notice Ameris Bank's look is changing, but our heart and fierce determination remain. We are proud to add a new chapter to our solid legacy and remain fiercely committed to you. Learn more at amerisbank.com/new look. Ameris Bank, member FDIC.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. And now, Ameris Bank brings you the Riley Report with Riley Skinner on 1010XL.
All right, time to talk college ball with our man who took a road trip and then got road graded. It's the Riley Report with Riley Skinner, Wake Forest ACC Player of the Year. And you went to Clemson. I don't know why you wouldn't choose to go to a game maybe at home may have worked better for you, but nonetheless.
How long have you been working on that little play of words?
I just did it this second. I mean, as soon as I okay.
That's called a professional broadcast.
I didn't even. I got to be honest. Listen, Riley, I didn't even know the Riley Report was today until Beef said it. We got Riley, so you know.
Fight on, Demon Deeks. Fight on.
You know what that's representative of is how bad this weekend is of football.
Fight on, the Demon Deeks. Fight on. We lost 59-3.
We could have lost 59-3 in the first half.
Fight on. I mean, you have to take a look. You have to take some bad medicine today because we've allowed Demon Deek talk all year long.
You have.
And you told Demon Deek Nation to enjoy the ride. So I think you sensed something bad against Vodtech 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I think I saw you say to Demon Deek Nation, "Listen, it's been a great ride. Don't." So I think you sensed that, and then you went up for the annihilation.
It was a little bit expected. I had a feeling it was going to be ugly.
Yeah.
When we lost I don't think we could have competed with them anyways, playing at the level they're playing. But we lost our two Twin Tower receivers for the year.
Is it the Surratt kid?
Surratt and Scotty Washington, the 6'5", 6'4" duo, which that's 80% of our passing game is those two. And we could not even sniff a throw past 5 yards. And, when you say, hey, we're just going to line up and run it against Clemson's defense, you know how that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was up there just for the camaraderie.
Yes, you were.
Took the kids on the field.
I saw you. I saw you and you have 3 boys. Is that correct?
3 boys. Yeah.
I saw you and the 3 boys and your lovely wife. And is it Taj Boyd? Is that who you took a photo with?
And Taj. Yeah, we ran into Taj heading on the field. So that was pretty fun.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was a great time. Other than the game, we left at halftime. I'll tell you that's how good that game was.
We can get an early start back to Jacks. Let's go. That's what's
now
over.
I want to go back and watch that Auburn-Georgia game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's
didn't miss much.
Let's talk about that Auburn-Georgia game for a second.
Oh, wait. Let me wake up.
Yeah. Auburn, we'll get to Georgia. Listen, first off, tell me if you agree with this. And I'm going to stay. I really think that Georgia is going to give LSU everything they want and more in the SEC championship game. I think Georgia, because I think LSU, when you score as easy as LSU's been able to score against everybody, they're going to get punched in the mouth by that Georgia defense, and it's going to stun them for a little bit. And it's not going to be as easy. It's just been easy for them to score against everybody but Auburn this year. I think that game is a down-to-the-wire football game. I don't know if Georgia can score enough points, but I do think that Georgia and LSU will be a great SEC championship.
Isn't Alabama's defense pretty good?
I don't think they're very good at all. I don't.
Florida's defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
Scored 42 on them.
All right. Well, let me say this: Georgia's defense is much better than Alabama and Florida's defense. Georgia's defense has not
much better. You would say?
Yes, and they've allowed one rushing touchdown the whole year.
Yeah.
No team has scored more than 20 points on them. Okay, give me. All right, we'll talk about this later because it's down the road. But just give me a number of what you think LSU will score in that game. Give me a number, both of you.
35. 35.
Okay, I'll take the under on 35.
But you also got to look at who Georgia's played.
I understand.
I mean, look at what offense have they played that's really been a powerhouse in terms of offensive production? I mean, who do you want to look at? Notre Dame, no. Florida, no.
Well, Florida's offense is pretty good.
Pretty good, but I wouldn't say.
Yeah, I see your point. Well, let's see what they do against Texas A&M on Saturday.
I was going to say.
How about that?
Yeah. Got to win that one first.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying that.
I think they're peaking. I think they, as well as Clemson, are both kind of hitting their stride right now at the right time of the year. I think I agree with you, Dan. I think it'll be a better SEC championship than people think.
That's all I'm saying.
I completely agree with that.
I guess I think people think it'll be a good game.
They do?
Yeah, I think it will.
All right.
I mean, I think LSU will win. I don't think they're winning 38-10.
Well, you think they're going to score 35?
I think it'll be. Yeah, I don't think LSU's defense is that great.
So you think it's going to be like a 35-31 game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like they played with Bama one year, and one year they didn't.
All right.
Right. I mean, LSU's defense will give up some points now.
No, they're not. They're not afraid to give up some points. Yeah.
I just think whenever you have the great offense against the great defense, you always want to pick the great offense, and I look up and the great defense wins. So,
and Florida's pass defense is every bit as good as Georgia's, and their scoring defense is only 4 games. So, point being, LSU's not going to be able to just run the ball on Georgia,
right?
But their passing attack is going to befuddle them some for sure.
It's tremendous.
I mean, it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. Just convincing yourself that LSU has a real life legit passing attack.
You're right.
Compared to the last 10 years.
You have to keep convincing yourself.
They're good, but they're just getting some big plays and skewing the numbers. And you watch a full game. No, they've got a legit squad on the outside, and Joe Burrow is just playing out of his mind right now.
All right, tell me about, you've watched Bo Nix the entire year.
Yep.
We've gone over this. Why didn't they play Gatewood? He's left. I still don't get it, but nonetheless, is he? What is your outlook for Bo Nix?
I personally think Bo Nix will be a good quarterback.
A good one, a great quarterback, or a good quarterback?
In terms of Auburn, I think he could be a great quarterback if he stays 3 years. And if he continues to progress. It's just unfortunate that his worst games have come in the biggest games.
Well, there's probably a reason why, though, because they're the better teams.
Right, but, look, you saw that 4th down play to extend the game. He just missed a wide-open running back coming out of the
Riley, how can you miss that? How?
It's like being wide open under the basket with nobody around you and making a layup.
Is that like when you walk up to just tap the ball into the hole and from 3 inches?
Or like when a pitcher gets a ground ball back to him. They got to throw to first base.
They go underhand because they're freaking out.
Yeah, exactly.
He got the yips on that one, is basically.
He got the yips.
Yeah.
He got the yips.
Jeez.
But, I love the way the guy competes. I mean, to see what he did, really took the game into his own hands, running the football, making plays with his feet.
Yeah.
And, that game could have gotten out of hand, and he brought him back.
He did.
But just in the clutch, he has just not been. He's not been clutch.
Well, you think the outlook is bright for him.
You think grows into.
Yeah, you think the outlook is bright.
I do. I really do. I think he's got all the tools. He's been inaccurate and a little sporadic and inconsistent. But there are a lot of guys that were like that. Their true freshman year at 18 years old, playing the schedule that he played. That's an insane schedule that he played as an 18-year-old. or 19-year-old.
Riley, did you ever have a game as a player at Wake Forest where you were hurt, you were injured, and you wanted to play and the doctors wouldn't let you, or you were wondered if you would play and you had to get the doctor's permission, or did you stay relatively healthy all 4 years?
I stayed relatively healthy. The one game I wanted to play was against Nebraska, but I had separated my shoulder the week before, so I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Now, was it?
The biggest thing was I got a concussion against Miami, and we were playing a top 10 team in Georgia Tech the next week, and it came down to a decision where essentially the doctors just said, "You're okay to play. You don't have to play. You got to make the call."
Was that your senior year?
That was my senior year.
Was that the championship game or
no?
No. That was my senior year.
All right.
He went 29 of 43 for 349 against Miami.
You should get concussed more often.
Yeah.
So there was never any disparity between you for instance, this shoulder. No matter how bad you wanted to play, you physically couldn't. It wasn't a pain.
Not.
Yeah,
I could not.
I'm just wondering about the whole Tua thing and where you fall on a kid wants to play, obviously. I just think it's unfair that Nick Saban is getting all – we're not talking about a T-ball team.
He's not getting all.
Most of it. I'm putting it on the coach. Not just you.
Pose the question, though. Are you saying why he was still in?
Would you – no, play. This is beyond playing. If you're going to play him, then you can't argue that he's still in. The natural timing of that – guys, is you play the first half and then you sit in. We all know that. It was
but it's 35-7. There's 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, you don't take them out then. No one does. No one does that.
No one does.
You play the first half and then you get him out.
Blood's on Nick's hands.
Or don't play him. See, that's what I mean right there. That's what I'm talking about. So, Riley, my question to you, at what age is a football player who plays against 22-year-old men trying to kill him old enough to man up and make his own decision? And then, whatever happens from it, it was by his volition.
All right, well, answer that question, but also understand, Riley, there's millions of dollars at stake for him. And also, I would ask you, how involved were your parents when you had a concussion?
Let me answer the second question first.
Okay.
It actually came down to my parents that made the call whether I was going to play or not.
See?
That's a story my dad and mom they always tell people, but they got a concussion. Essentially said, it's up to you. You can play, but we're kind of on the fence here. We're 50-50. We're going to leave it up to you. And so it was up to their decision to make it.
Okay.
But I'm still confused with the question you're asking in terms of,
well, let's do this.
When should Tua pull himself out?
Should he not have played?
Let's do this.
If he wants to play, and the doctors say he can play yet, now because he got hurt, there seems to be half the people that say he shouldn't have played.
Let's do this, Riley. Hold on. Let's take a break. It's halftime.
Take a halftime break?
Yeah, and we'll come back and you can answer that question.
We'll finish that and we'll look at some of the games coming up this weekend. Sound good? No, it's the Riley Report with the former ACC Player of the Year and, quite frankly, our buddy Riley Skinner. Listen, gang, I just enjoy this cooler weather in the evening. You know what I do? I go into I now have a wine cabinet because I am into this Cameron Hughes wine. It's just so good, so tasty. It's top shelf wine that has been bottled, labeled, and offered to me, and now you at much lower costs. Thank you, Cameron Hughes, for your awesome business model. He goes straight to high-end, top-rated wineries around the globe, makes deals for the best wines he finds direct from the source. You see, there's about 5 huge corporations that mass produce all the best wines, and they leave a lot left over, and that's where Cameron Hughes steps in. So whether you have an accomplished wine taste, this is going to be an awesome value for you, or if you want to start drinking wine, or you do drink wine, you want to drink better stuff at a lower price, then also. They go by lot number, so when you go to chwine.com, look for the Lot 686 Alexander Valley Cabernet. I'm loving that one, and right now Cameron is offering Black Friday deals early to my listeners only, 30% off and free shipping on 3 or more bottles. All you have to do is enter my code Guggen at checkout. That's chwine.com and get 30% off when you buy 3 or more bottles. That's chwine.com, code Guggen.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Offense scores points.
He's looking. He is firing.
Find out who scores the offensive player of the game.
And it is good. Touchdown!
Listen for your local Hyundai dealer's offensive player of the game on 1010XL. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus, our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
I'm Holt Harrell. At Harrell & Harrell, we work hard for our clients, and hard work gets results. If you've been injured, let us work hard for you. Harrell & Harrell, 251-1111. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Republic Services is now hiring CDL drivers in Duval and St. Johns counties. Join the team of over 33,000 employees across the U.S. with Republic Services. New drivers get a $2,000 sign-on bonus and competitive benefits. Over 50% of managers in Northeast Florida started their careers as drivers. You can build a career too. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment. For more information and to apply, wear the star, drive your career, visit republicservices.com.
Okay, here we go with our final lightning round on Potty Talk. Top 3 answers on the board. Ready? Okay. The best way to save money when your faucets or pipes are leaking.
Roland Reese Plumbing?
Something to help you avoid clogged sewers and drains.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
The technical term for that ba-whoosh sound when a toilet flushes correctly.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
Roland Reese Plumbing is always the right answer. Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
When you owe the IRS or Florida sales tax and can't pay, contact J. David Tax Law. Voted best tax attorney by Folio Weekly Readers and an ultimate tax attorney by the Jacksonville Business Journal. Stop collection action and permanently resolve your tax problem. Peace of mind is only a click or call away. Call J. David Tax Law now for a no-cost consultation at 507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Online at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Folks, it's time to upgrade your roof because your forever home deserves a forever roof. Mike Dempsey here for Universal Roofing Contracting. Right now, take advantage of the biggest savings of the year with the Countdown to Black Friday sale. Call before November 29th to get 20% off your roofing project and not pay anything until November of 2020. Ask about their upgraded Total Protection Warranty. The difference is Universal. Restrictions apply. See universalroof.com for details. License number CC057165, CBC 1258484.
It's the 2019 Sonny's Barbecue Pitmaster Tour with XL Primetime. Join the guys as they hit the road and visit local Sonny's Barbecue locations. They will be broadcasting live this Friday from Sonny's Barbecue in Lake City. That's at 3177 West Highway 90. Come by and meet the guys and learn about Sonny's special recipes, tips, and catering specialties from the Pitmasters themselves. Stop in and enjoy Sonny's amazing new menu items and specials at Sonny's Barbecue in Lake City.
When you need same-day care but don't need the ER, CareSpot Urgent Care has 14 Jacksonville area locations. Open extended hours 7 days a week. $29 flu shots now available as well as flu tests. CareSpot is proudly affiliated with Baptist Health.
For the best price and service when it comes to your waste hauling and collecting, look no further than the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Jeff Prosser here, and let me tell you, you're not going to find an easier way to handle your project cleanups than calling in the A-Team at All-American. A J.B. Coxwell company, All-American Roll-Off and Recycling has brand new trucks and cans in all sizes to fit your project needs. No hidden fees. Count on the best price in town. When it comes to cleaning up when the job is done, go with the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Visit us at all-americanrolloff.com.
Looking for a great gift idea this holiday season? Give the gift of golf with gift cards to the King and Bear and the Slammer and Squire. Gift cards can be redeemed for golf rounds at both championship courses, merchandise inside the golf shops, and dining at either of the clubhouse restaurants. It's a gift you can't go wrong with, and the best part is they never expire. To learn more and to purchase gift cards, visit playwgv.com. That's playwgv.com.
This is Ryan Green. Join me immediately following every Gator football game on the 1010XL Facebook page for my instant reaction. Brought to you by Mattress Recliner Fit 123. As soon as the Florida game is over, head to 1010XL on Facebook.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
All right, it's clear I did not ask the question in a manner that was understandable.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom
Back
line,
with the Riley report.
bottom line of this Riley Skinner is: should a college football player is 20, 21 years old, if he's medically cleared and he wants to play, if he gets hurt, isn't it because he played?
Absolutely.
Right, that's all I'm saying. I mean,
Absolutely.
before we blame the doctors and Nick Saban, we blame everyone. It's football's a game where you get injured, and
it is.
And Tua decided to play, and did not have a traumatic head brain injury like you and your parents would have been concerned about.
Right, and if he would have said, "Hey, I can't go, coach," he would have let him sit out. I mean, it's not like he's sitting here saying, "I don't want to play," and Saban's over there saying, "No, you have to get in and play. I don't care what your injury status is," and then he gets hurt, and then it's Saban's fault. I mean, the coach is going to leave it up to the player whether he can go or not, and that's what these players sign up for. I mean, they love playing this game. They live and die for this game, and when they have a chance to play and play in a big game, they're not going to pass it up. I mean,
I understand that, but he's still a kid. That's why I said your parents would be involved in the decision, and with Tua, it's a multi-million-dollar decision, and I just think that
that's
personally
something that within he and his family they can make that decision together.
I understand, but I think going into that game, it was a game day decision, without even the hip injury. So why, I don't know. If I'm Nick Saban, I think you come off looking a whole lot better if you go, listen, he's fine to play, but I'm not going to play him today because I don't want to risk anything. We all know what's at stake for this young man, so we're going to sit him out. We'll let Matt go get this W for us, and then we'll reassess.
What if they lost the game?
Well, then it's on me. I'm the coach. I'm Nick freaking Saban.
And Tua wanted to play, and he'll be
bad.
I'm not talking about Nick Saban. I'm talking about Tua.
The other side
How's Tua feel? It's last year at Alabama, and they lose a game that he could have played in. He wanted to play
Tua
in.
will thank me when he's
but
got
they
his,
saved. But they
when he's the
and by the
second
way,
pick in
if
the
the
draft.
ankle injury was so such a problem and leads to further injury, why did it happen with a minute to go in the half? Why did it happen on the first play?
Hello?
On the first possession?
Did you hear what Doc Murphy said? Or am I assuming now that you know more about than Doc Murphy? Because you sat there and
I questioned Doc Murphy when he was here. I asked him. I got answers.
And you're
from him.
wrong. He's a medical doctor. You're not.
He gave me facts, and you're giving me your.
Check out the white pages.
That's not you.
The white papers.
You didn't listen to us talk.
He said, "Look at the white papers."
You're never going to learn if you don't listen.
Sorry, Riley. I apologize for him.
He didn't listen to us, Riley.
Let's talk about something else.
We had
Let's
a
change the
cordial
subject.
conversation.
Are you guys reaching over the desk?
Informative.
Right now? Going at each other?
Where's the helmet? I'm going to get a Myles Garrett suspension. We have one here. Yeah. What about the games this week, Riley? Are there any?
Are there any? You got Penn State, Ohio State. That's it.
That's it.
Why do I think Ohio State is going to blast Penn State? What do you think?
I think they. I kind of do. The only reason I don't. Why is this game at noon?
Because
that's that
Fox,
Big Ten. That's
Fox
what they do.
loves that. They want. They're trying to steal some of ESPN's thunder. They're trying to build their.
I get that.
Yeah.
But you're the only game in town this week.
Yeah.
Why not make it your primetime game? If it was a primetime under the lights game at Ohio State, I'd say Ohio State.
That's a
runs
good
away
point.
with it.
They would probably kill them even more.
Yeah, I
If
think
listen,
the 12 nooner. I don't know. Those games always, to me, they produce closer games than they should, just given the time of day. I know that sounds hokey, but it's a real thing with players. They don't get hyped up as much. Fans don't get into it as much. I see it being close-ish, but I still think Ohio State's a 14.
if Ohio State wins again convincingly, gang, I mean,
do they jump anybody?
well, they've won already. Where are they going to jump?
Wait, Ohio State's.
There's not one. LSU's one.
Oh yeah, LSU's
there's
one.
two.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are starting to look darn near unbeaten. I mean, who's even played with Ohio State?
Well, who have they played?
They played their conference schedule. They went and played. I'm sure they played.
But they haven't played Penn State or Michigan. I mean,
Right.
Correct.
Their
Right. Yeah.
conference schedule is
Wisconsin.
The best team they play was Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They throttled them pretty good,
And they
right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
They didn't play anyone out of conference this year like they usually do.
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
they played,
Cincinnati's a good
mighty
team, top 20
FAU.
team. What was that
FAU
score?
and Cincinnati.
What was the Cincinnati score?
42-0.
That's impressive. Cincinnati's number 16 in the country.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens this weekend, though, with that one.
I think the Michigan game is going to be closer in the
At
Penn State.
Indiana,
Even though
yeah.
Michigan's lower ranked, I think Michigan's starting to play a lot better football this part of the year.
Yeah.
And
They got a tough one at Indiana. They better win. They better be careful there. Indiana's a little sneaky this year.
Indiana is pretty good.
Do the Fighting Herms have a chance against Oregon?
I don't know. That
Yeah.
was kind of my upset for this week. I feel like Herm's got it in them once a year to pull something out
They've
of the
gone
backside.
cold. You know, they were like 5-1 or 5-2. They've gone cold. They're 5-5 now. But Oregon, 14.5-point favorite in Tempe. That seems a little large to me.
Yeah, that was going to be my potential upset. I mean, it'd be a wild card upset, but you never know with Herm, man. Who did they beat? They beat somebody big last year. That was a interesting upset. And they were again like 500 at the point in the season, and I think like week 9 or 10, they break out some crazy upset, and then they just go back to their losing ways. And I don't know. I kind of like them against Oregon.
Riley, I think, listen, Texas A&M came out of the gates. They lost 3 tough games to Clemson, Auburn, and Alabama. At the time they lost to number 1, number 8, and number 1. And we forgot all about them. And it's not like they've been incredibly impressive, but they have rattled off 4 wins in a row, and the last one was 30-6 over South Carolina. Georgia better be on alert just a little bit. This is – Georgia's had such a tough stretch here, and
I think Georgia knows. If anything they could stub their toe on, it's this. I mean, it's this week. I think they're going to be dialed in, ready to roll. They have nothing to worry about with Georgia Tech.
That's for sure.
It's too early to start looking at an SEC championship game. I mean, I think they are going to be focused on this game this week, and they're going to make their statement. I don't see A&M being a problem for Georgia.
All right, my man. Well, good stuff.
Who's going to be the quarterback next year in Gainesville, Riley? Who do you think will be starting week 1? It's a hard question.
It is a hard question. You got any good recruits coming in?
Anthony Richardson is good.
Probably not as a freshman. Who do you think's better, Riley? Trask or Felipe?
Wait, is Trask coming back? I thought Trask was a senior.
No, he's got another year.
Oh man, I'd give it to Trask.
You would, even though he can't run?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, getting a whole off season as the guy to continue to mature and develop as a quarterback and the leader. I mean, it seems like the team rallies around him, and I'd rather take the consistency that with what he's given y'all than the hot or cold play that Felipe Franks gives you.
Yeah.
Even though he may not have as high of a ceiling, I like what he's done so far. The offense looks in rhythm, and has it looked any the only
worse
thing
than
it ever did with Felipe Franks?
It's just this, Riley. At the end of the day, it's not Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen has an offense where the quarterback runs, and Kyle Trask can't run. So I don't know if they're expecting to try and win a national title next year. At some point, you want to win the conference.
Felipe Franks run with an injured knee?
Well, no, I'm just saying, but at full health, he has the ability to run it some.
Right.
I mean, Kyle can't run it at all. I mean, when he runs that option, it's like watching something from the 40s kick out at you.
He broke that 12-yarder, though.
Oh, man.
Hey, got that 12-yarder
He actually
on
looked
lock.
halfway like a burst on that one play. It's the only time I've seen it all year. He had like a little bit of a...
Just for the record, he has 51 attempts for minus 45 yards. So
Good Lord.
when you factor in the sack stuff.
Well, it's mostly sacks. But he hasn't run... His longest run's probably that 12, isn't it?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
But
not...
Anyway, all right, Riley, have a great weekend. We'll
Thanks,
talk to
Ralph.
you in a couple of weeks after
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
yes, a couple weeks.
All right,
hopefully,
my man.
Hopefully the Bulldogs will be
they might be
rolling this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
See you around the sidelines, Dan.
All right, he's walked off and out of disrespect for you. Thank you, Rouse. We'll see you. There he goes. That's our Riley Skinner. And the Riley Report brought to you by Ameris
So
Bank.
rude, man.
Each and every Thursday. It is right here at Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We're going to see what's trending. Anger in the studio, but what else, too? It's the top 5 this week and today at 9. Next on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Jacksonville University head football coach Ian Shields.